never wanted to own a truck in my whole life, even when I actually did own a truck. But now we're having that discussion at home. The F-150 definitely kind of changed my perspective on anything. Hey, this is Seth with Electrek, and today we're looking at the brand new Ford F-150 Lightning. Taking a step back, when you're looking at the F-150, looks like you would expect it to look. It looks like an F-150. Actually, the bed is the exact same size as an F-150. All the current bed liners and all that other stuff will work. Ford did kind of make it backwards compatible in important ways. You know, the range is what I'd hope for, 230 miles for the standard and 300 for the longer range. The important and the big deal things were the 9.6 kilowatt to your house through your charger, and an inverter from Sunrun, so that, you know, it's going to take some time and energy to get that set up. But like, once it's set up, you don't need a Powerwall anymore. You just use your truck for backup power. And Ford even said that they were working on you know, some grid stuff where, you know, if you're at a super peak, you can actually power your house from the truck to shave off expensive home charging ports. For folks in Texas who have a unstable grid, this is going to be a double nice thing to have. And then that 9.6 kilowatts also is how much you can output at a work site. So that's quite a bit of power. That's you know, the equivalent of like 4 full outlets. So you've got like tons of lighting, tons of tools, saws. You can have a cooler going. You can have, you know, you can charge another car. You can do all kinds of stuff with 9.6 kilowatts. The spec sheet actually says it can go up over like 16.8 kilowatts. So, you know, look out for some improvements there, which like super impressive. Ford says it's mid 4 seconds, 0 to 60. I think it's a little bit faster than that. I think by the time it's launch time, we're probably going to see 3 point something seconds. That's just my opinion. I have no inside knowledge of that. Here's something kind of special. I feel a little special. I might be the only one that I can remember seeing that was at the Cybertruck event and also rode an F-150. So maybe I'm a good person to ask, like, how did the two trucks compare? And maybe we'll do a story on that later. Acceleration wise, I think the F-150 Lightning is right up there with the Cybertruck. The frunk, so it was kind of comically big. I mean, you're used to seeing frunks like on a Porsche that you can put a handbag in. This is something that you could put multiple coolers in, golf bags, groceries, tools, cement, like anything. 400 cubic liters for those in the metric, and about 14 cubic feet. So pretty damn big, and it's got 2.4 kilowatts of power in there. So you could have a powered cooler. It's just really refreshing to see that Ford's doing this. Like, Ford has done some impressive things with the Mach-E. They were one of the first to do plug-in charge, which I think is the standard. What plug-in charge means is you go up to a charging station, you plug it in, and it starts charging. There's no app, there's no waving your phone or swiping a card or making a phone call. You plug it in, it charges. That's what the end game is here. If you're a car company and you're working on charging, drop everything else, just do plug and charge. That's the only thing that matters. Everything has a downside. I think Ford maybe missed the boat here in the charging speed. Only 150 kilowatts charging speed. Now 150 kilowatts, that's fast. For the Mustang Mach-E, that puts on a lot of miles pretty quick, although the charging curve on that's not great. For the Ford F-150 Lightning, that's a huge battery, and only 150 kilowatt charging. It's going to be like 40 minutes, and realistically, that's probably going to tend up to about an hour, which is not going to make for a great road trip if you're stopping every 200 some miles for a 1 hour break. I think a lot of people, that's going to turn off, and that's going to be like a deal breaker for some people. But the price, my gosh, starting at $39,900, whatever, and then Ford's got $7,500 tax credits from the U.S. Federal government. Could even go up from that. Maybe you'll go to $10,000. And then you have, on top of that, more state incentives. So you're talking about a $30,000 truck to start with, which is crazy. And then they charge another $10,000 for the extended range battery. And then, there's so many options. Overall, like the big picture takeaway is that this shows us that Ford, they saw Rivian and Tesla Cybertruck coming down the path, and they decided they're not going to give up the pickup crown to these, upstart EV makers so easily. Ford is deadly serious about playing in the EV world. And I think the Mustang Mach-E, if that didn't prove that Ford is serious about electrification, you can't ignore this. This is the Lightning is huge. Maybe I'm misjudging him. Maybe I'm too caught up in the hype. But for me, this is like a big deal in the electrification world. It's the U.S. #1 selling vehicle, and you compare it to the internal combustion engine. Unless you're a long hauler, I don't know why on earth you would buy a gas version of this thing, especially at these prices. There's just so many cool things, so many advantages. With that, I think we're pretty much done, and thanks for watching.